This class is not an improv class. This is a class about being human, being an artist, being on stage on the world. The world is a stage. I wonder if somebody should write that, coin that. Write that down. We get to celebrate the moment. I get to celebrate you being here. I get to celebrate me standing here. I don't know what the scene is about. Isn't that great? Do you know what the scene's about? I don't know what the scene's about. And you know the beginning of the scene? The beginning of the scene, when we start the scene? That's just the beginning of the scene. That's not the scene. That's just the beginning of the scene. And as soon as you feel differently about what's going on, let go of that at the beginning of the scene. It's called the MacGuffin. The MacGuffin is a device that Hitchcock uses in order to get these two characters to connect with each other. It's the MacGuffin. In Psycho, nobody remembers the MacGuffin in Psycho. The MacGuffin in Psycho is this. People just remember the shower scene, or she's at the motel, and whatever happens to her. I don't want to spoil it. Whatever happens to her is not good. So, but nobody remembers the beginning of the scene. The beginning of the movie was the MacGuffin. The MacGuffin is she stole money from the insurance company. She put it in the trunk of her car, and she drove off and stopped at the base motel. The beginning of every single Simpsons is the MacGuffin. Lisa comes in. She wants to buy a new reed for her saxophone. And at the end, there is no saxophone. There is no reed for the saxophone. There's no music store. But she's having lunch with Paul and Linda McCartney. What happened to that? Who cares? The beginning of the scene is the beginning of the scene. It's the MacGuffin. Let's get rid of it. Why? Because this is not about the bike. This is about the behavior that the two people have, or three people. We're going to be doing mostly two-person scenes today. So we get to have that moment. And the moment is here all the time. And the moment is a glass that's full. The moment is a glass that's full. We don't need anything other than that moment. So when you bring something into a scene that isn't part of the moment, we got to put it somewhere. We got to make room for it. And usually we make room for it in the past. So it's like, oh my God, just calm down, calm down, calm down. I'm telling you, calm down in the scene. And you say, oh, by the way. And I'm like, oh God, we're going to, oh, by the way. You're going to, oh, by the way me right now? Is that what's going to happen? Okay, yeah, oh, by the way, the baby is sleeping. I'm thinking, where did that come from? Okay, I got to put that somewhere because right now I'm telling you to calm down. The baby somewhere is not here. It's not present. It's not here. So where do we put it? We've got to invent it. And our brain is a liar and an asshole. And anytime we use it, we give ourselves an opportunity. It's where you weigh stuff out. There is no good. There is no bad. There is no right. There is no wrong. There just is that moment that we're in. We're in that moment. And when we're in that moment, we get to create from that moment. We get to create from that moment. I don't need to know about someone that's not here. I don't need to know about what happened in the past because it didn't happen. I've got to create it. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll get your who and your what and your where at the beginning of the scene, but you've got to know the moment that I get the who, the what, and the where at the beginning of the scene, I'm going to jump the fuck all over you in terms of your emotional content. Thank you. In terms of what's your emotional content. Because it's not about the bike. It's not about how well I can describe the inside of a bank. It's not about the history of anything. Improvisation is a feminine art form because it deals with nurturing and listening and connection. It doesn't deal with the male part of it, and I don't mean to be chauvinistic here. It doesn't deal with facts and numbers and history and science and math. Because those things make me use my brain and weigh shit out. Am I right? Am I wrong? You know what I am? I'm right all the time. You know what I am? I'm wrong all the time. I am. And when we improvise, and this is the greatest art form for me, because I get to be. And I get to be present for the time that I am doing this. I get to be aware that I've used this gesture a number of times. I get to be aware that I'm standing up now. I was sitting before. I get to be aware that there's caffeine and claritin D coursing through my system, like mainlining it. Give me some more. Thank God they only say take one. Just take one, man. Just take one. Like, all right, I am dry, and that's where all the neurons are popping against each other. But I am aware When you're on stage, the moment that you go away, I know you're away. And I'm like, oh, where'd you go? I'll wait. I'll wait. So this is not a class in improvisation. This is a class in awareness.